Hello?
Oh snap, look who just showed up,
Oh,
Mr. John.
I'm terribly sorry for the delay. I had to restart my computer because my mic wasn't working.
Ah, dude, no problem, man. No problem. Thanks for joining. NC is sharing with us a picture he got here. Got some cool stuff in the mail.
Oh, where?
It
Oh,
looks
right
like he
there.
got some anime. Let me, you mind if I share this on the screen, Mr. NC?
I didn't realize they'd be in the Discord chat too. Wonderful.
I got it everywhere, bro. I didn't give you a rundown of the setup, but here we go. God Wars Labyrinth. That's pretty cool. I don't think I've seen this anime. Oh, it's a game. Have you played Labyrinth, Mr.
No, I
John?
can't say I have played Labyrinth.
Huh. How's
Limited edition copy though. Ooh.
it? This is cool. I feel like you had to bend over backwards to get this. Am I right? Huh. John, how's your day?
My day's going good, Mr. Goldie.
Mr. Goldie. Oh man. Dude, so
I can't address you by your name here, so I'm trying to keep it on the down low.
Solid gold Twashe, whatever you wanna say.
Well, Twashi sounds too much like twat, so
You know what? The name is supposed to be short for trash, like a misspelled trash. So when I originally started the channel,
Twash.
I thought
Twash.
Twash. Yeah, I thought I was gonna be just uploading like some shitty stuff, and it turned out not being too bad.
So you reverbed it and said Tawashe.
To wash. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, it's been an interesting day, dude. It's been super cloudy out here in New York. It's been.
It started snowing over here, so
Oh snap! I can't wait for snow to come here. Just say it's French or something. Yeah. Right.
it's French.
It's France. All right. Yeah. So usually we have Jet, who's a buddy of mine, co-host. So John, thank you very much for like showing up, and
Oh, you're welcome. No problem, man.
I think we're gonna do another show on Thursday with another co-host, Lux. He's also a good friend of mine. He is a really smart dude. He graduated from like what is that fancy school?
Which one?
Columbia. I'm sorry, I didn't graduate college, so I don't know all the schools and what.
There's several. There's Harvard. There's Columbia. There's. We can go down the list of line. And
I mean,
just keep continue.
it shows you how much I know about colleges.
The
And how much I
University of
care.
Oxford.
Yeah. NC, you in college or?
Uh, NT, NC. Are you
Yeah.
my good buddy?
Anybody else in college?
I am at the moment, but I'm only there going for cybersecurity at the moment. So
Oh, that's a great thing to be studying right now. Um, Oops. I mean, you know, the longevity of like that career is going to be huge in the future. It's just there's no end to it because it's an uphill battle. You know, nothing's really ever secure.
no, it's not.
Yeah,
I'm mostly in it for myself.
yeah. I mean, even Bitcoin is going to have its day in the sun when the encryption doesn't work anymore because we've got like super fast computers. Wonder what will happen then. Yeah. Speaking of Bitcoin, I'll just hop right into the articles here. Google censorship of cryptocurrency goes way beyond YouTube. So the interesting thing about this to me has been that they removed a really popular wallet from the Google Play Store called MetaMask, and basically that's like an Ethereum-based wallet that you use to, use it in interaction with decentralized exchanges and things like that. But it's a very popular wallet for cryptocurrency. And over Christmas, what happened on YouTube is they pretty much took down everything related to cryptocurrency on YouTube on Christmas Eve. And as like a content creator, every minute that your video is not on YouTube is like lost revenue. It's terrible. That's like the death of somebody's like monthly check. And that's just crazy, and it's kind of sparked this need for like decentralized or censorship-free, platforms. That's why today we're streaming also to BitTube, which is, a decentralized version of YouTube. As a viewer, you get paid to watch content, and as a content creator, you get paid to create content.
So how are they making money off of it then?
BitTube?
Yes. How's BitTube themselves creating money to sustain itself and its employees?
That's a really good question. So they're actually...
They're paying literally everyone. I can't see them winning in any profit.
Well, they have their own cryptocurrency is the thing. So you get paid in tube, and those tubes you can then exchange for Bitcoin. They're also mining themselves. So here's how it works, right? You post a video on BitTube. Here, I'll pull up BitTube really quick. You post a video here, and essentially I also post here, so if you don't know, in fact I get more views on BitTube than I do on YouTube. Like my recent video has 1.3k.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, I said no name. Dude, somebody's gotta create like a really cool like name that like makes fun of me while I say it. Somebody's got to do that. But yeah, so you post something here, and
Man, I'm not seeing anything from the restream.
In that case, I would check Discord. Oh, in Discord. Yeah, it's not posting. It's finicky, man. I'm still trying to figure it all out.
Hey, you'll get there eventually, man.
But you post something here, and it runs off of airtime. So even as a nobody on this platform, I've already made 20 cents. It doesn't sound like a lot, but I mean, it's more than I've made off of YouTube.
Hey, 20 cents for 1,000 views. All right, add that up. If you become the million view guy on BitTube.
Right. Plus the price of Bitcoin as that rises, the tube rises too.
That's a payday.
Yeah. So it's a cool platform. The way they make money is probably from hosting and mining the currency. And so the way you mine the currency is by hosting these videos, kind of like BitTorrent, right? So as a viewer, you are also distributing the content as well as consuming the content, and that's how you as a viewer earn money from watching stuff on here. And that's how they probably do it too. But beyond that, they are also in charge of IPFS, which is the baseline technology for not insurance premiums, for BitTube in general, and for the distributed web. And so this is probably where they're making a lot of their money, or will make a lot of their money. And a lot of people want to see it go that way. Web protocols weren't really funded by anybody when they were first made, but now the entire internet uses HTTPS.
All I can say is the internet's skyrocketed like everything since it's been around since like 96, and everyone's been able to access it since like 96. It's been basic in most homes in America.
Yeah.
but it's
Totally.
just skyrocketed. No one ever figured that we were gonna have these currencies created online by websites.
Yeah.
You
Nobody,
know,
nobody, nobody thought of it. And companies like Google kind of spearheaded all of that, but the founders left, right? So it's become a completely new company. And a lot of people, I know people who work there who say it's not the same that it used to be back in the day. And there's been plenty of articles about the founders looking at mining things like Ethereum. So we know that they're participating in the cryptocurrency space. But for some reason, Google as a whole, the leadership now has decided to kind of slip it somewhere, tuck it away until they figure out how to deal with it.
did you know there's physical bitcoins?
Yeah, I did. I did.
I didn't realize that. I thought it literally was just internet all on its own.
Well,
No,
so
there's physical bitcoins. So I'm wondering how this works off of that. Like, how do you draw the value out of this physical coin that is supposedly just on the internet
so
or based off of the internet?
it's really they're not physical coins. It's those coins are a representation of a coin on the blockchain on the internet. So really it has no value, but because it's attached to something on the blockchain, then it has value because it's a Bitcoin. There's this thing called tokenization. So a lot of things are getting tokenized, like houses and cars, and even John McAfee is trying to tokenize all the members of Congress. So there's representation on the blockchain for those people, places, and things. NC says Google is the same way. They provide a lot of services and physical products, but their biggest earner is in Google AdSense. That's true. And going back to BitTube, they don't plan to do any advertisements, at least in the near future. And that's also what makes it unique. They're rethinking how these things on the internet can make money without how we think of them today. Anything you put on the internet is monetized by ads, but it doesn't have to be that way necessarily. Anyways, got anything else?
Since we're
John?
still speaking about Google,
Okay.
I mean, let's talk about everyone's been seeing, all right, in commercials, everything, everywhere, all right, and that's Stadia, all right. Now,
yeah,
Stadia, okay, it is. Do you know what Stadia is?
Yeah, I just brought up the article. Stadia, that's right. I remember what it is. It's it was their trying way of entering the gaming industry, right?
To an extent, they wanted to enter the gaming industry, but you would have to subscribe to these gaming services, okay?
What would the gaming services breakdown?
The gaming service would be you'd have to subscribe to this game or this game or this game, okay? But the thing is that you could run it anywhere. You could run it off your phone, okay? You could play any game on the computer, all right, or from an Xbox game on your phone. You could run Destiny 2 on your phone, okay? But the issue is that it has to have a good internet connection. Without that, you're going to have so much delay in your movement. You're going to have input delay. Which is why Stadia has been a success in big cities with good internet connections, such as fiber optic connections. Okay, but other Midwest, towns, even places such as Ohio and Michigan, for example, they can't run Stadia for crap because these internet services just aren't out here.
So are they? Okay, so it's like a video game streaming service. Right? So
Yes.
Right. Oh, so I remember NVIDIA trying to do something like that and even demoing it one time. I mean, the idea is cool, right? You don't have to download any of these games and keep them locally.
Yeah, you don't have to update your computer or anything. It's based off the Google services.
Yeah.
That's what the key was. But Now it's become such a failure because there's so many people who've tried it and they're just writing these bad reviews about it. But the thing is, they just don't have stable internet connections for any of it.
Yeah. No, I mean, that I think we all assumed, even myself, like in 2012, I started a company in California based around streaming your mobile apps, right? Because back then, you had apps like Starbucks that didn't really bring any value outside of being in a physical Starbucks. So, why download it? Why take up valuable resources? Because at the time, we didn't have like 100 gigabyte phones. We had like
Yeah.
20.
Yeah,
And
no, if that.
yeah, so you had to like download apps and then kind of delete them over time. So we built this way of streaming these apps, for lack of a better term, so that you didn't have to download them. And so I made the same assumption, is that like everybody would have internet that is like fast enough. And what you're telling me is like, so where exactly? Well, not exactly, but where roughly are you from?
Flint, Michigan. Is my mic on?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, Flint. Yeah, okay, Flint, Michigan. Now I'm looking at the chat. Hold on. Now you can play competitive games through Stadia, but you're gonna have to like predict every one of your movements. Okay, if you don't have that basic internet connection, you're gonna need at least 100 megabits, all right, of download speed for Stadia to be at all viable. And
Right.
the input latency is just through the roof,
Oh,
as Mr. DeLuce is saying.
EA sent me a demo of their streaming gaming platform, and I think I could play Titanfall, and it worked pretty well, but like the controls were still kind of weird and funky. It just didn't feel buttery smooth like we expect it to be.
No, it's not going to be like that until like literally you have that fiber optic connection where you get gigabytes of
Right.
download speed, okay?
Right.
Because without that, you're going to feel the input delay no matter what. Like that's just how it is, because you have to upload then how much, like it's your upload speed too, not just your download speed.
Yeah.
Your
You're
upload
right.
speed matters because for you to get your inputs back to them.
That's right. Everybody gets worries about download speed, right? But nobody really worries about upload speed at all. And you're right. The input needs to be uploaded to their server, and then they need to send you video of the game that's playing on their server, because that's what they're sending you. They're not sending you like a fraction of the game or parts of the game. They're sending you a 720p 60 frames per second video. Just like if you were watching Twitch or something, except you could control it.
Actually, Stadia is supposed to
Standard
stream in
download
4K.
speed should be fine for that. The issue is primarily
hello.
latency.
Oh, vibe. Damn, listen to that voice, man. The radio voice right here. Thanks for popping in, man.
No problem.
Yeah, it's interesting to finally hear your voice.
Yes, but latency is an issue as well. But for the most part, do we think that Stadia is a success or a failure?
It's a success as a proof of concept, but a failure as a product.
All right.
Well
there we
put.
go.
Well put. Well put.
Now, if you were to live in these fiber optic places such as Dallas, Texas, or I don't know the cities in California that have fiber optic connection, but if you were to live in these places, would you consider it?
Stadia, no, because the latency is still too high. To play games like first-person shooters or something where reaction time matters. If it's like a puzzle game or something or single player, then it should be fine. But otherwise, no.
Yeah, no. I play a lot of competitive shooters like Escape from Tarkov or Hunt Showdown, Rainbow Six Siege, you name it.
Yeah, I just couldn't handle the latency with the kinds of games that I play, which are normally first-person shooters. Anyways, moving on. I found this article with the world's cheapest electric car to debut in India this year. This thing looks like the little Honda that
I know.
right? I mean, it's interesting. I like it.
I know. It's just how much of these important, the high value metals are being put in these cars. I get that they're making them cheap, but how long are those batteries are supposed to last, though?
Right.
Okay.
I mean, it's going to come down to battery technology. I mean, Tesla just put out like a new battery.
Yeah, but they're using not good. Let's say they're using
a good chemistry. They have their own unique chemistry that they've been using.
They're using a lot more rare earth metals.
Really?
Metals that are rare earth metals are what are used to make such as our lithium ion batteries. Those are super expensive to make. Now they're getting cheaper and cheaper because we're finding more and more deposits. But these rare earth metals are super hard for us to find because most of the time these metals come to us in forms of either meteorite or they end up coming up from the ground from when the earth was being developed.
I think they changed the chemistry. There's like they have like this brand new chemistry that's supposed to be better for cheaper to mine, and they last longer.
Well, not that they're paying much to mine that, because most of the mines are over either in countries such as India or down in Africa.
Well,
all right.
I mean,
and there's a lot of warfare that goes on in those countries that we don't have our hand in just yet.
The cost of manufacturing, the cost of mining will affect the cost of manufacturing down the line. So each the cheaper it is to mine, the cheaper the battery is for them to buy. Because I don't think they're manufacturing it themselves or mining.
I didn't get to pull up the performance stats between both the new Tesla vehicle and this vehicle that you've pulled up on the website.
Yeah, truth be told, this car is going to be termed as the cheapest electric car vehicle in the world with a price range of $8.6K to $11K. I haven't really taken the time to look into the specs, but
I just wanted to try and figure out how long will this last as a vehicle. How soon before you have to change those batteries out, and how expensive are those batteries going to be? That's going to be the most important part, because that's still maintenance on your vehicle. On top of everything, you're still going to have to get your oil change and everything so that everything's still running fine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't need an oil change for an electric car, do you?
Yes.
For what?
You still have the motor in there, Arthur.
Lubrication? I mean, the lubrication in an electric motor doesn't require a change before the electric motor has like burnt itself out,
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought that because, I mean, on a traditional combustion engine, you need it because it kind of just burns away and gets dirty. But on an electric
that does happen, but we do have more synthetic oils now that are much more lubricated for these vehicles. That will make them last longer. Like, I know that's new Valvoline or Castrol that can last up to 10,000 miles before needing a change.
Chinese automobile manufacturer Great Wall Motor. What?
Is that the same company that manufactures power supplies?
Great Wall Motor?
Great Wall Power Supplies.
Oh, is it?
Is
it really? I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't be surprised.
It probably is the same company, just under a different
division. Great Wall Global. So they do cars. They probably do a lot more. But does the brand look like that? Great Wall.
Oh, where are we posting this?
Great Wall Power Supply.
I'm not sure.
I hope everything's okay.
I think it is.
I'm not exactly at my computer at the moment. I'm walking around my house with a headset on.
It is, dude. Oh my goodness. Oh, the Chinese, man. They got shit going for them.
Oh yeah, they're buying up a lot of companies. Like over here in Michigan, they've bought out Kuka. I don't know if you know who they are. They're a giant not contracting, but they're a giant industrial complex company that tests and builds the lines for the big three companies in Michigan, such as GM, Ford, and Chrysler.
Yeah.
And the Chinese just bought out that company. Is it okay for me to say the Chinese?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you're saying it in a.
I'm not saying it in an
offensive way.
Yeah. I just don't want to sound like a big old.
It's okay. I'm Asian. You know, you can get away with it. I give you permission.
This car kind of reminds me of the Honda Concept E prototype.
That's what I was saying, man. That's what I was saying. There's a picture of it in Discord.
Yeah, I posted one. It looks very similar.
Let me pull up my phone.
I've seen the interior of this. It's got a pretty nice interior. What do you think vibe of the the mirror situation, the digital mirrors?
I think that's fine as long as it works.
Yeah, I feel you. It
looks nice. I really like the front of it. I think it looks kind of semi-modern, but also semi-retro at the same time.
I wonder how these mirrors work with blind spots.
Probably better because they probably have a wide-angle lens on there. I saw the mirror in the interior. So it's not a mirror; it's just a video camera, and it's and it's got a really wide angle. The interior is really spacious. It reminds me of an older car. It does, but with like new technology.
Kind of reminds me of a Mini Coupe.
Yeah, the look from the outside does, but I'm telling you, man, in the inside, it's like going back to the '60s, but with brand new technology in there. You know, it's refreshing because they don't make cars that way anymore.
I just wonder how light the vehicle is. That'll make it more efficient on itself the lighter it is.
Let's head to the psychedelics.
All right.
This was one of your articles, right?
Yes, it was. Now, there's a lot of research going on with psilocybin mushrooms, Psilocybin cubensis, and the active agent in the quote-unquote magic mushroom is being used in treatments out in Colorado, okay, for treatments for PTSD, addiction, and depression. All right. Now, that's, to me, is starting to sound like a cure-all. But I could say, allegedly, I've had experience with these substances.
Allegedly. Come on, dude. Come on. We all know you took some freaking LSD. It's okay. No, I've taken it too. I
haven't experienced that one yet, I could say.
Vibe. You do any psychedelics? It's okay. If you don't want to answer, that's fine.
No, I've never done anything like that.
You're a good person.
I've been tempted to try nutmeg. You know, nutmeg is a psychedelic. Oh, I'm not kidding. Look it up.
I know it is, but you have to take
nutmeg.
You have to have a ridiculous amount of nutmeg in order to get a buzz, and to that point, it's just going to get you sick to your stomach.
Seemed like a fun idea.
I mean, not the saying that magic mushrooms don't, but they act a lot quicker and a lot less will be spent than would be on nutmeg. Let's put it that way.
So are they talking about microdosing? Is that what's going on?
Microdosing is one of the things that they've been looking into.
Yeah.
But it's hard to do microdosing because it's hard to extract that active ingredient.
By the way, for those of you who don't know what microdosing is, it's taking like a small fraction of
half a gram.
A small fraction of what would normally get you high, and so you don't necessarily feel high. You just get a little bit of the benefits of it. I know a drummer, because I used to play in a band, and John, I know you play too, but he microdoses and will drum for like hours. I guess it helps him focus with LSD specifically, and it's big in Silicon Valley.
I'm sure it is with LSD, but I'm more interested in the psilocybin effect because psilocybin is a natural substance.
What is psilocybin?
Psilocybin cubensis is magic mushrooms.
Oh,
It's just a different strain of the mushroom.
you
Okay, like
know,
Amanita muscaria. Do you know what that is?
no. What is
That's
that?
that's the red and white mushrooms. You know, like the Minecraft ones, the red white ones.
Okay, okay.
Okay, well, that's Amanita muscaria. That's the favorite mushroom of deer, and it's what we think that has created the idea of Santa Claus. People seen deer eating these mushrooms. They got high off of the mushrooms, and they came up with the idea of this. Santa, and
Huh.
how that's why reindeer became his favorite thing and that's why the suit is all red and white.
What?
I'd love to go deeper into this story, but it's not exactly guaranteed. It's just a theory on how we've came up with Santa Claus.
Santa was invented from some dudes who took a bunch of shrooms?
Yeah.
All right. I'll run with it. I'll run with it. That's fine.
Well, our modern depiction of Santa Claus is primarily driven by a Coca-Cola marketing strategy in the mid 1900s.
I feel that. I feel like I read something about that or watched a documentary about
let's
it.
turn that off. I don't need to see the 60 Minutes on this.
What?
But I'm glad that 60 Minutes has been opening up their different sources, because this psilocybin article that I've been posting on, I only have come encounter to this because I watched the 60-minute representation on psychedelic science produced by Sarah Coach.
I'm really happy that this is opening up a little bit, because I take CBD and THC oils. You know, I have Crohn's, right? I recently got diagnosed with Crohn's, and it's been a godsend. But the problem is it's been so hard for me to get that medicine, you know? Like the alternative for my doctor is like, okay, you can take opiates, or, you know, you can take Humira, which is going to like mess your immune system up and fuck it up completely. And then we're going to have a list of different side effects that we're also going to have to treat with other drugs. But, you know, since I've been, you know, I changed my diet and I started taking medical marijuana, my inflammation has, you know, gone away, and I feel 100
completely gone.
Right. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You see, I had my younger brother when he was on it, and he is still. It takes away most of his inflammation, but it still gets there, and he gets inflamed. But he has a severe case of Crohn's.
Well, I think you were also telling me he never changed his diet. That's like the second part.
That is another part. He tried for a while, but he was juicing, which is the issue. He didn't have any pulp to help digest anything.
Yeah.
He was just getting the straight juice and the sugar, which is feeding it.
Oh, oof.
Yes, you get some of the nutrients that come with it, but your body doesn't digest it the same because it just runs through you so quickly. There's nothing to help it digest if you don't have the pulp. You need somewhat of the bulk product in order for you to actually digest, because that's how our bodies were made. Right? Just because technology's in, you know, evolving a lot faster than we are, doesn't mean our bodies are evolving. All right, our bodies are still the same from 10,000 years ago. Okay.
Are they?
Yes.
I think we've probably changed slightly since then.
I think the way we digest food has changed slightly. We have probably different enzymes.
We have no clue what our appendix is used for. We still have no clue what that organ is used for.
That's used for communicating with people in different universes and communicating with snails.
Now, it's just a little bit off topic, but your appendix does store a lot of what gets released in your pineal gland at night, which is what causes you to dream, which is N,N-dimethyltryptamine, is what's we think makes you dream. But it gets released in your body, and it also gets released upon death. All right, that's what gives you the white light. All right.
I don't know about no white light. I haven't had the white light experience, but I feel like I took that but with a cocktail of other drugs at some point in my life.
Well, you might have had 5-MeO dimethyltryptamine. That was a very legal and easy to get back in 2011. Up until then, actually. Like, you could buy it by the gallons, and people would smoke it or make cocktails out of it, okay? But since then, it's been super hard to get, and you can only go to certain countries to experience this effect legally. And
Which countries?
Peru's one of them.
It's time for me to go.
And one of the big things in Peru is ayahuasca.
Oh yes, ayahuasca. Yes.
I saw Michael from Vsauce try that.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I don't know if
made
he
a
actually did.
Minefield episode of it.
Huh. I saw it.
I don't watch
no.
Michael, but
Let's see.
like you can have. It's not the same though. If you take it on your own, it's not the same as going down there for the ritual and the tradition. 'Cause
No,
the
that's
shaman-
what he did.
He did. He went down there and he got
Yes.
permission to film it.
Yep.
Oh my
I'll,
god. Yeah, link me that video.
Send me the link in chat. I'll open it up. All right. Whoops. Here we go.
All right, I will view that some other time when we are not on the podcast.
Oh, it's
Or
a
the VAM
30-minute thing. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll save this.
Yeah, no,
for
Vsauce
for
videos
later.
aren't that short.
Let's move on. Anyways, OnePlus concept. They have invisible cameras. It's about time they finally started doing color changing glass. Like, this technology has been out for forever. It still amazes me how slow people come to like innovate. But like OnePlus has been, in my opinion, on top of the innovation stuff for phones. You know, they were kind of
There's
like,
less lens flare with the transitional lenses now, if I'm correct, yes?
well, it actually works by they send an electric current through the glass and it changes color.
Ooh, how is that going to affect your battery life?
That's a really good point. Really good point.
If it's going to be will it be active all the time, or will it just be only active when you're using your camera?
It might be a bit like e-reader technology, where the display only has to take power to change the image, and then it can just remain as a static, whatever.
Oh, right. So maybe it's dark by default, and you know, the way I've seen it demoed is like it's dark by default, and then it like when you open up your camera, it like clears up. I thought I had a better video for this, but I mean, I'm just excited, man. Like, you know, this is like what you know, Apple kind of felt like back in the day. Every time they had a release, they had like new features and, you know, new design, and you know, OnePlus has just been killing it, man. Like a fast OS, 90 hertz display, you know, pop-up cameras to kind of solve the front-facing camera issue. Speaking of Apple, actually, let's move on to.
Oh no, I've got a activation of how not activate a photo of how this works.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's in the VAM Show chat.
Electronic. You talking about this?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's likely how it works.
Yeah.
Wow.
Transparent electrode layer. Liquid polymer layer containing E-link capsules lower.
Did the folks at home get to see this?
What do you mean? Yeah. I've seen this.
Yeah, just I want to know if they were getting to see the same images that we were getting to see.
Oh yeah. I'm showing it right now.
Awesome.
All right. Let's move on to Apple since we're on the topic of it, and then we'll switch over to your last article, John. Yeah?
All right. Yeah, that's fine.
There's this rumor that Apple... What?
Oh, what a
Reasonable
smooth
price.
transition.
What?
reasonably priced.
Oh.
Really? No.
Yeah, let's just say I could make the computer for a lot cheaper than that. That's a gaming computer, right?
Right. Oh,
But
that's so
for
funny.
Apple standards, though, I have no clue because I've never bought any Apple products.
I mean, their new what is it? I don't even know what to call their like desktop version anymore. What is it called? There's an actual name for it. It's like a Macintosh. It's not a trash can anymore. It's.
I think they still call it the Mac Pro.
A Mac, really? Okay.
The one that kind of looks like the old Mac Pro.
That's like $50,000 or something. Crazy.
Remember, guys, though.
Mac Pro.
Remember, guys, this is just a rumor, though. It's just a rumor. Okay?
It is just a rumor, but I mean, it would be a very interesting. It would be very fun to just watch and see what happens.
I'm wondering how many sales they're gonna have.
Probably a lot of fanboys, but I don't know. $5,000, man. Jesus.
That's a lot just to. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. That's just a lot out of pocket, you know. Not everyone can afford that, you know.
I mean, when you're building a gaming PC in general, you really just want to put all your money in the graphics card anyways. It doesn't really take much to...
Yeah, no, my computer, I can run so many games. And the only thing I've updated in my computer is how many gigabytes of RAM I've put in at my graphics card.
Whoa. So NC says just with the RAM alone, I was able to price it at $10K less. I think they, like the Mac Pro, I think they, I looked at it briefly, and I think they have a lot of proprietary, like, parts in there. And I think that 50K computer is geared towards, like, people who are doing, like, live events or live production or movie production and things like that.
I wonder how well it will do for streaming and gaming at the same time. Are you going to have a separate computer for that still, or could you run both off of this computer?
That would be cool. What would piss me off is if they start developing more and more gaming proprietary software. That would piss me off. Shit, the RAM costs $25K according to Apple. Christ.
Whatever.
I love Vibe's laugh on this though. Somewhat reasonably priced, gaming focused Mac. All right.
I'm not sure if it's worth to buy for the stats.
We'll spill blood to keep our guns. I didn't read this article yet, but maybe John, you can take us through that.
Yeah, I could take you through it. All right, so there's a whole bunch of cases going on right now where there's a lot of people saying that around the country, like several states across the board, from Texas to Wyoming to Michigan to Oregon, okay? People all around are saying that if these civil gun laws pass, that they will go to war over it. Like, they will not hand up their guns. They will just spill blood for it, like they say. They will fight to keep their guns and keep their Second Amendment right the way it is. They don't want to change.
That is under the Second Amendment. We do have the right to bear arms against anyone who infringes our rights. But I don't necessarily think it's a good idea or a bad idea. But
I can say that we do need
they do have the right to do that.
Gun control, but not in the way that they're going about it.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in, like, let me just disclose, I don't own a gun. I grew up with my dad owning guns, and he taught me how to shoot, but I've never felt the need to have one. But I really believe in that right for people to own one if they want to. And to me, it seems like reasonable to, when you get a license for a gun, to have it, renewed, kind of like a driver's license. I mean, you have a driver's license for the car, right? That you have to renew. You have to retake the test after like a certain amount of time. And it just, to me, makes more sense that way. I know that Andrew Yang's been talking about adding technology to guns so that the owner can only fire it, there's plenty of ways that we can improve our regulation for it. But to ban them altogether, I can't get on board with that. Not at all. Not even as a person who doesn't feel the need to own a gun.
I can see that. One of the things that was stated in the article that they were trying to make example out of was the El Paso gunman that slaughtered shoppers at the local Walmarts last month. I'm not sure how long ago last month was, but he called it the Hispanic invasion of the United States, which he said would end up leading the states to be a one-party state.
Wait, say this again? Sorry.
There was a gunman in El Paso. Okay, he slaughtered shoppers at the local Walmart in El Paso. All right, and
okay, I remember that.
So, what was titled the article of when this came out was called the Hispanic invasion of the United States, which would lead to a one-sided party for that state, which would left more towards the Republican right-wing side. Okay, to be rah-rah guns left and right. Okay. Which did put down a slow to their gun control of, how do I put it? They were going to put testing in, mental testing, which I can't approve of because, look, there's been plenty of serial killers in the past who've gone right through the lie detector test, like with flying passing colors.
Oh, you're talking about mental okay.
Yep.
All right. Okay, continue, please. I need to hear this.
You can't exactly mentally test people like that because all you have to do is just remain calm and answer things straightly, and you can pass any people who are what do you call it? The sociopaths, if I'm correct. Sociopath. Yeah. People who are sociopaths can tell you anything straight to your face, and you could believe them because they might have all the facts there, or they could make them up and make it sound like they're true. Okay.
Yeah.
And they're really easy to lie. They can lie to you real easily. Okay. And for the fact that they want to possess these AR-15s and they want to get these large 30 to 60 round magazines, that might be bringing up some red flags, but once they go through the testing, they can get their special licenses because they passed it with flying colors. Right?
Right. Huh. That's a good point. There's got to be more thought into it. If you're a felon in this country, you cannot ever own a gun again, I think. I don't think there's any way around that.
No, there's no way around that. You're not supposed to legally have a gun, period.
Yeah.
You are caught with a weapon, you'll be thrown right back into jail.
Yeah. Which
and you'll face a hefty fine, too.
I mean, I totally agree with it. And this is somebody who can't own a gun because said person is an ex-felon.
Well, Arthur, sounds like you've made some poor life decisions.
Yes, I have. Yeah, when I was very young. But anywho, I think that's it. That's all I got for today. Unless you have anything else, Mr. John.
Let's see. I might have something.
You got something?
Iran just launched some missiles at U.S. military facilities in Iraq just about 20 minutes ago.
Did
what?
they?
Send me.
Yeah.
Can you send me a link?
Yeah, he posted the link
It's in the
earlier.
VAM Show.
All right, let me open the link.
Oh, I got it. Holy cow.
Multiple missiles have been launched at Iraq from the Iran targeting American facilities, according to the U.S. officials. This morning, courageous fighters of the IRGC's Air Force launched a successful operation called the Operation Martyr Soleimani, I can't pronounce his name, with the code Ozara by firing 10 of ground-to-ground missiles at the base of the terrorist and in base Oh, God damn it. I'm just stuttering it all.
An invasive U.S. forces named Ain al-Assad. The country's state-run news outlet ISNA reported, referring to the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, which the Trump administration officially designated as a terrorist organization in April. A U.S. official confirms to ABC News that ballistic missiles have been fired from inside Iran at multiple U.S. military facilities inside Iraq on Wednesday morning local time. The facilities include Erbil in northern Iraq and Al-Assad Air Base in western Iraq, the official said.
Dude,
the Defense Department statement said they are still working on initial damage assessments.
John,
Wow.
do you remember Toast?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was shipped off, and last I heard, he came back, right? And then all this stuff
Loaf came
happened.
back.
Or yeah, Loaf came back. I'm glad that he's out of this. I mean, that's just nuts.
Oh my God, he probably just missed it. I thought he was stationed there.
He was.
If I am correct, he was stationed at that facility.
Right, and we gotta message him, man.
Yeah, you got to get him on here, man. Interview him. Ask what it was like over there.
Actually, that might be a good idea. But for Thursday's show, I'll see if I can get him. We're gonna have another show this week on Thursday with Lux, John, Vibe. You guys are certainly welcome to join. We'll have our own batch of new shit to talk about. But I'll see if I can get Toast next week or on Thursday. The show's going to be a bit later to accommodate, some people on the West Coast. For example, this time everybody's still at work. So
yeah. Everyone will just be getting out of work like right about now at 5 o'clock.
Right. So if you enjoyed today's show, come join us on Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. And right now, I think I'm just gonna play some games.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, then I'll let you be. Nice meeting you, Mr. Vibe. I love your
Nice
deep
meeting you
voice.
too.
Thanks everybody for joining and Vibe. Yeah, certainly come back. You got the golden voice, man.
All right, I will.
I'd love to hear you sing one day.
All
right.
Anybody want a game?
What games are we talking, Arthur?
Uh,
Here I go again.
yeah.
Third time in a row.
Yeah, I know. We gotta work on the naming convention, but I'll hit you up outside. Thanks everybody. Talk to you later. I'm gonna end the stream now. Have a good one. Peace.